Hi everyone, I'm Rahul and this is the LG 35WN75C-B monitor. Now this is a ultra-wide 1440p 100Hz panel from LG which supports both FreeSync and HDR. Now LG promotes this more of a productivity focused monitor, but I've been using this for gaming and this is pretty good. Now let's look at the basic specs first. As I mentioned, this is a 100Hz monitor. It's a VA panel which goes up to 300 nits and has a 178 degrees viewing angle. Now it has a response time of 5 milliseconds. From a ports perspective, it has two HDMI, one DisplayPort and one USB-C, and it has two bottom 7-watt speakers. So I've been using this monitor for almost 2 months now, and so far the experience has been really pleasant. From a build quality perspective, LG has done a really good job with the build quality of this monitor. It is plasticky but really sturdy. There is no significant wobble anywhere. Now, the only one thing that I wish this had was if it was able to swivel. It can go up and down, but it does not swivel. If you look at the back, it seems like, hey, this looks like this might swivel, but no, it does not. So don't try that. Next, let's talk about the screen. Now, the colors on the screen look really good and vibrant. This is an excellent quality screen. I've tested it for ghosting and I see no ghosting at all. The other thing you need to look at is the light bleeding. When you're sitting right in front of the monitor, you won't really notice any bleeding on this. If you're sitting in a completely dark room, you would see some of the edges. So I'll put a video after this which will show the light bleed in a completely dark room and a brightly lit room. So this is in the complete dark, and I'm gonna just move it around. This side. And back to the middle. So we'll do it again in a fully lit room. From a gaming perspective, this monitor supports FreeSync. Officially, it does not support G-Sync, nor is it validated to be a G-Sync compatible monitor. It works. I've been using it for 2 months and variable refresh rate works just great. This is the NVIDIA pendulum demo that shows how G-Sync can help. So if you see as the pendulum moves back, you do see screen tearing across the edges. When I turn G-Sync on, the tearing pretty much goes away. Uh, and again, I've used it in multiple games and I have not seen issues in any games in terms of screen tearing or anything like that. So G-Sync does work very well on this monitor. In terms of changing settings on this monitor, you have two options. One, there's a joystick right in the middle which can be used, and this being a joystick, it's very easy to use. The other option is the software. LG has a software called on-screen control which can do a lot of things. It can do your basic items like changing color and brightness, all those things, or it can also be used to kind of split the monitor into multiple windows. So you can have, it can be arranged in multiple different ways. And finally, it also has app-based controls, for you can have specific color settings for each apps if you want to do that. So let's do a quick demonstration. I have a bunch of windows open here. You can choose the app and you can split it into multiple pieces here. You can choose whichever format you want. So let me just open these apps up. So once I have all the windows open, bring the app up, you can split it whichever way you want, and I can move this around as well. 4 of them, all 6. Again, it's pretty easy to use, and then what you can do is you can move things around as well. So if I move this here, the other one goes back. So it's pretty snappy in that way. The other thing you can do in the app is you can change the basic monitor settings, and it has application wise settings. So I have turned it off for now, but you can turn it on, and then you can choose for each app what kind of setting do you want. So this is interesting. So I have to try it in games. I haven't really tried it yet, but that's something I'll look forward and see if I can set something up. Next, I want to talk about auto switching. Now, I use this in a multi-monitor setup. I have my desktop connected to both this one and another monitor using DisplayPort, and I have my work connected to this monitor using USB-C. The good thing is when I switch inputs, it seems like Windows understands that I have switched it here. Now, this does not happen in other monitors. So let's say I'm on DisplayPort, I have some windows here, some on the other monitor. The moment I switch this to USB-C, all the windows shift to the other monitor. This, I have not seen this happening in other monitors. Now, I'm not sure how, if it's a LG specific thing or is just something I did not notice in other monitors, but I can see it here, and at least to me, it is really useful. As I was editing the video, I realized I didn't really explain the switching all that well. So let's take another look. So this is the LG, that's monitor 1, and then that's my AOC monitor, which is monitor 2. Now, as I go and switch the inputs here and go to a different input, you'll see Windows automatically recognizes that and all my windows move over to the other monitor. Now, I go back, and if I go back to DisplayPort, I think it automatically, let me see. If I press OK, it'll automatically know that DisplayPort is there. It goes back, and now again, Windows sees both the monitors. So at least for me, this has been really useful when I switch between my desktop and my work machine. Next, few things to nitpick about. First is the power brick. It has a really chunky power brick, so make sure you have space for it. And the second thing is HDR. This monitor does support HDR, but it's a 300 nit screen, so it doesn't really do much. So if you plan to buy this monitor just for the HDR, I would say don't. That does not bring much to the table. In terms of price, currently the LG website has it for 600 USD, although I've seen it for less in other places. Is it worth that price? I would say yes. Given the features it has and its performance for both gaming and work, and the fact that it doesn't really have major flaws, I would say this is a really good buy. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this helped, and I'll have some more videos soon.